Gonna hit the record. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody drop a quick note? Just want to make sure in the chat if somebody, yep, thanks Nadia. I'm gonna click the start button and I need to share the screen with Zen and we're ready to go. All right, happy Friday. This is the last Friday of July 31st. A lot is going on, as you can tell. Kevin, thank you so much. A lot is going on. Oh, this is busy. We haven't had that many people in a long time. I'm excited. A lot is happening in a dental supply market. So as you can see, the huge demand right now is wipes and gloves, right? So wipes and gloves. And what is happening is, sorry guys for my not being super organized, just how I typically roll. I need to make the screen slightly bigger. And one more thing, just a second. We have a special guest joining today, so we want to make sure that he's invited and we're ready to start. All right, so there's a lot going on in the dental supply market. So we've talked about it, and gloves and wipes are the biggest things. So what did we do? This week on the webinar, we had Mary Giovanni, and she talked about specifically about this part, right? So what I want to show you guys is, and Zen kicked me out. Look at that, right on time. Guess we're just updating production site. All right, so I would highly recommend for all of the dental assistants and ordering people to go on the live events and webinars and check out this webinar from 7:29 with Mary. Hopefully, pretty soon, Irina will have all the links from the webinar that we discussed. But the big thing was towards somewhere in the middle, we do talk about the Cavi wipes, the other brands of wipes. What are the alternatives? If you can use gauze 2x2s, 4x4s, 3x3s to wipe out the surfaces, and if you can use the paper towel. So we know the material itself is what's making the wipes not available. And so that's why we wanted to record something with a specialist out there to make sure that she can tell us exactly what's going on and what we need to do if there's no more wipes available on the market. So you can get the material itself, the disinfectant, and you basically what you do is you just listen to the webinar, you'll be all set. Now, the second part we talk about is the gloves, right? So unfortunately, there's not much we can do if the gloves are not available. She reminded to people like me who have no clue about the 90s. I was busy with other things back in the 90s. She mentioned that there was a time in US when pretty much everybody ran out of gloves and you had to stop seeing patients. So I don't think we're going to get to it. But what we're getting into is actually to the resource page where we will talk about what's available, what's not available. All right. So since the gloves is the biggest thing at the moment, so we obviously push the gloves to the top of the list, to the top of the priority. So you will be able to see on the top of the list, gloves, and we're ready to go. So I would still, number one, I do want to mention that right away. Call up your top vendors that you work with. So if you have an account, Shine, Patterson, Banco, Darby, these are the four, or Burkhardt, Atlanta, these are your top 5, 6 vendors, or one of these companies is the top company that you always work with. Reach out to them first. See what the allocations they have, because they still have products, let's just say gloves at $6, $7, $9 per box of 100. So my thing is always reach out to them first, see what they get, try to pull all the allocations as much as you can, and only then go to the resource page where you can take the rest, right? So like to make sure that you have enough stock. A lot of vendors are putting allocations on Zen as well. So for example, DDS Dental will have 10 boxes per month at $9.99. Scroll more, you'll have IQ Dental, 10 boxes per month, right? Then we're going to scroll more. There's no limit with IQ Dental for a box of 300. So I haven't seen those in a while. Now they're available from IQ. All the sizes, the price is high, $32. Not much we can do about it. The market is dictating the prices at that point. Pure Life will still have extra small, small, and medium at $8.99. So take advantage of those and then go back to make sure that your stock level is there. And again, the big part of it should be your current vendors. And then you go back to the resource page and you try to stock up from the resource page. So that's as far as the gloves. The prices that we see right now, I still see $6.99 from one of those top vendors that I mentioned. But again, more and more we see the price is $8, $9. The interesting story, I was trying to negotiate a price for our Zen members. We were actually trying to buy gloves at $9 a box of 100. There was still stock available in California. Just buy it and then have it available for all of you guys at the same $9. Again, a reminder, we're not making a markup on that. But by the time we're finished the conversation, they were gone. They told us that there will be $9 and we can just keep replenishing the stock. By the time we finished the conversation, the price went up to $20. So I'm just giving you a heads up that the price of the gloves is going to be weird. And if you can stock up on the $8, $9, $10 per box of 100, I would do it. And I would highly recommend to do that. All right, let's go to the wipes. With wipes, I believe Dental City still has the CaviWipes and a ridiculous allocation, 6 cans per month. So I don't think any offices can survive on 6 cans per month, right? If you can, put it in the chat. I would like to talk to you. What's your strategy? How is it? Like you just pulling one wipe and I would love to talk and maybe bring you in to share with offices. But if you need more, you will see other options available. So some other brands are emerging, right? Like Optim One, Sertol, MDC, ProSurface. These are the wipes that are now coming to the market because other things are just simply not available. And so again, if you see this green bubble, that just means there's an allocation or there's going to be a comment, 6 cans per month. But MDC, Optim, and Sertol are all available. Again, a couple things about the prices that you see here. We're doing the best we can. We're fighting even with our preferred distributors to make sure that if you see a price of $15.49 on Zen, you place an order, that means the $15.49 with our preferred vendors will be the same. There were a couple instances where some of the vendors, after the order was placed, went back and said the price is going to be increased. So again, we're fighting with them, and a lot of times we're splitting the difference between the vendor and Zen to make sure that you still get the order at the price that you were placing at the time, at the day when you were placing the order before the prices went up. So basically, if you see the price increase, we're doing our best. The times are crazy with PPEs. Some of the anesthetics went up, but we'll talk about it a little differently. But again, that's just a side note on the prices. Now, as far as the masks, we're doing a lot better with masks, right? So we're seeing masks coming down in price. Level 1s are $17.99. Level 2s are $19.99. Level 3s. So level 3s are finally back in the market. These are really good. Like my favorite, to be honest with you, is IQ Dental. Again, we have no financial reason to promote them simply because these earlobe face masks by IQ Dental, they were tested in the United States. They were made in the United States. And I was told that is the best quality available at the moment. And the price is where it needs to be, $38.06 compared to other level 3 offerings. And I'm not sure where the other level 3 offerings are coming from. So for example, if we have DC Dental, and again, there's no stock limit, right? So we can just buy as many as we need. DC Dental, Dental City, they all have availability of level 3s. My recommendation at the moment would be to go with IQ Dental at $38.06 and just place an order. I wouldn't place a huge order because we see prices coming down. Just place enough for the next 2 to 4 weeks. I would say 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how much you want to stock. But that would be my recommendation at the moment based on what we see in the market. The prices are coming down on masks. All right, let's talk about the gowns. Disposable gowns. What do we got? Dental City has the washable gowns, $13.99, reusable gowns that are about 10 washes. That would be my recommendation at the moment. I don't like, for many reasons, using disposable gowns starting from environment. I don't know why we would use a disposable gown, throw it away at the end of the day or after each patient, as Mary recommends, just for the record, CDC guidelines. But it's up to you how you do it. So basically, my recommendation would be get the reusable gowns. Now, we are launching group order starting next week, Monday. I'm finalizing the details. The reason it's a holdup, I wanted to get the gloves in it, right? But we couldn't do it. So it's only going to be 3M 1860, 3M 1860S. Dr. Brito, I know you're going to be watching this. Then we're going to have gowns, disposable gowns, made in China, unfortunately. And then we're going to have the reusable gowns. And the reason I say unfortunately is I would like to get the gowns made in the US, which we'll talk about in a second. They are available on the resource page. But basically, the reusable gowns will be in the group order, made in US, great quality. It's like I was wearing that gown for 3 hours during the webinar at Isaac, and it's comfortable, breathable. So I would highly recommend that. So that will be in a group order 3 launching Monday. So just pay attention. Now we do have gowns, disposable gowns available from Isaac. They're about $5 a gown. They're about $50 per box. These are really cool quality gowns. And we still have the gowns that we purchased and we have available for all of the Zen members, large and one size fits all. They're all available here, even though the supply levels are coming down a bit. So there are not that many available in any of these categories. Okay, so we talked about the gowns. Again, my recommendation, reusable from Dental City at the moment. If not, then wait till the group order. That's going to be launched tomorrow. But the wait time is going to be probably till September, October, because by the time we collect the group order and then we send to the manufacturer, they have about 90-day production time. And then only then the reusable gowns will be available. But they will be at $12 a gown versus $13.99, $2 different per gown. All right, so that's the gowns. Face shields, $2.90. There are more face shields available from other vendors. I don't know. Like, can you guys give us some feedback in the comments? Dr. Wilson or maybe Dr. Brito or Kevin, if you guys can tell us, like, do you need face shields? Is anybody even interested? Just let us know. I'm really curious because we can go out and try to get those face shields at $150. I think that's the lowest we've seen so far. I just don't know if it's needed. Like, feedback, please. That will help us a lot. Surface disinfectant, all-purpose cleaners. We still have it from DC Dental, and this thing became super popular for some reason. Atmosphere disinfectant. Again, the cool part of you'll see that. Not that I'm aware of. Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate it. So we've seen a spike in demand for this atmosphere disinfectant. I'm happy that, again, we just got the manufacturer on board. They have it available. We can ship it pretty quickly. No markups. That makes me happy. So $68 for 1 gallon. They will be shipping charge because it's a pretty heavy thing. Just be aware. But again, for some reason, it's a huge spike in that. We shipped about 3 or 6 canisters or gallons, something like that. So versus 0 before. Next thing, hand sanitizers. I've read something about hand sanitizers being really weird these days. They cost some other things. The ones that we have, we eliminated a whole bunch of them from the resource page. And honestly, because we just wanted to leave something that we believe in. So this is the one that it's made in Philly or Pittsburgh, somewhere in Pennsylvania, right? It's a good quality. We checked the manufacturer. We believe in this product. So hand sanitizer, we have a huge stock on that. We're not planning to sell it fast, and it's always going to be available. So that's the choice that we currently have. And it comes in a 2-ounce pouches, and we're looking to get just some in a different form from the same manufacturer. Maybe it's going to be a gallon or 5 gallons or 3 gallons or something like that. So that's what we're looking into as far as hand sanitizers. I'm pretty confident going into the fall that we will have a strong supplier for the hand sanitizers. All right, portable handhelds available through Zen for those disinfectants. So if anybody is interested into fogging, Mary said she doesn't believe in that yet because there's no science proving it, but she still thinks it's an alternative. And I think it's a great alternative from what I've read and what I talked to people. And when we had experts on the podcast and the YouTube videos talk about the fogging, it just gives another peace of mind for you guys that the room is disinfected. So I do believe in it. Why not have it, right? So there's some shortage in saliva ejectors. Again, I'm not sure why. And I also want to mention one more thing. the N95 fit tests. They are available in Zen, but there's a backorder issue. So if you know that you will be taking part of the group order 3 and purchasing the 1860 and 1860S, that's going to be a different respirator compared to what we had in a group order 2. We had 8511. So by the OSHA or CDC, whoever sets the guidelines, I'm not exactly sure, it's really clear that if you're changing the model from one model to the other model, you need to get fit tested again. So I would highly recommend to go in and just get those fit tests for the office as you're getting a different respirator if you're going to be participating in a group order 3. That's just my recommendation. It's going to be here. We have the bidder, availability to get the bidder. I don't know if anybody's interested, or should we just leave the suite and just keep it there? Again, any feedback will be highly appreciated. Med equipment thermometers are going down in price, which is great. Chlorhexidine from DC Dental, and I believe that's all. Oh, we just added this new thing from IQ Dental, the aerosol evacuator, right? So we have a special pricing, $17.95. So I'm not going to put my 2 cents in it. It's just available on Zen resource page. It's up to you guys. If you want to do a resource, what I would recommend to do is just copy this number. I know it sounds weird. We're trying to make it work a little bit better, guys, but copy the number, go in the catalog, paste this number, hit the enter button, and then you can read more about this product, right? So it's available from IQ Dental. You can go in and add to the inventory and you're good to go. Last thing I want to mention, I couldn't get my special guest, unfortunately, today, Dr. Matt. So I'm hoping to get him maybe next Friday. So basically, he invented a product. He's one of the dentists on Zen, and during COVID, he had nothing to do, so he decided to invent the product. So I'll have him next Friday. Irina, let's make sure to have the special guest for next Friday call. But the last thing I want to mention is Dentsply Tulsa and the special prices. So there were a bunch of questions about that. So it may not be relevant to everybody, but those that are buying Dentsply Tulsa products, we have a distributor that came to us called Waymer, and they came and said, we have a limited stock level of Dentsply Tulsa products that we need to sell out. These are manufactured by Dentsply Tulsa at a ridiculously good price. So for example, if I go in, I need to clear the filter. 1 second. Go back, clean this up. So if I need to look for any of the Dentsply products, I'm just going to go in, right? So click on a product, and that's the price difference. So it is a legit product, will be shipped by Waymer, 100% refundable if you don't like the product. So I would highly recommend that you guys take advantage of that while the supply lasts, because they're going to run out and we're done. Like, we won't have that price again. We're just going to have to remove Waymer from the Dentsply. So if you know anybody, if anybody needs Dentsply product or files and things like that, just let them know. And again, we're just trying to help you guys and get a really, really good price on Dentsply Tulsa products. Okay, so that's all we got. Irina asked me to remind you guys that we have a survey going on. I think we need to link it up. So probably we'll have it linked on a homepage somewhere at the top, that we would love for you to answer those surveys, because it helps us to determine what we need to build next and what's next for Zen. So I'll try to get that out available today at this button, or by Monday, or maybe we'll send it to as a wrap up to this 15-minute call as we do at the end of today or something. We'll send an email to wrapping up all the details that we discussed today, and we'll include the survey again. So you'll have the link. But that's all I had. So let's see. Well, I took a little bit more, 4 minutes extra. Any questions? Yep. And Irina just added the link to the survey in the chat. So please, if you don't mind, spend 2 minutes. It's literally going to take 2 to 3 minutes to answer those questions. And I will look forward to see you next Friday, where I'm going to have my friend Dr. Matt Catham, who invented this thing. This thing here. And he's going to talk about it next Friday. So I'm super excited to have him on the live event. And look at the packaging. So freaking great. Just professional. So I'm excited. So next Friday, will be this guy, Matt Catham, Dr. Matt Catham, to talk about this product. So thank you all for joining. We're done for today. Till next Friday.